Hello, class, and welcome as we are going into week number 4 of our course. And as I had mentioned in the announcements in our course shell yesterday, that I was going to have a video instruction for the week uploaded. I was anticipating, of course, to have that uploaded by last night and did not get the opportunity to get around to it. So now this is the video instruction, which I expect for all students to view. And it will be uploaded now as we are headed into the new week, week number 4, and this happens to be Monday evening. So the first thing that I want to bring into your attention is that we're going to have a face-to-face Zoom meeting. I'm making this available for students. That's going to be coming up this Friday, February the 16th. Now, what I did back on Saturday, I actually sent out the emails for the Zoom meeting to all of the students, to the entire class. This is a backup to that, where I am actually posting it here in the course shell in D2L. That what I'm going to do towards the middle of the week or the day before, it's going to be a reminder that I'm going to post in terms of announcements, for our Zoom meeting. Now, what we're doing with our asynchronous courses is that we are doing a minimum of 3 face-to-face meetings per semester. And this is something, of course, that has been mandated by the college when it comes to our approach and how we facilitate our online asynchronous courses. So again, feel free to utilize this. As you can see in the writing, I'm encouraging everyone to log into this Zoom meeting. And what we can do is we can discuss the course content in terms of what we're going to be covering for the upcoming week. But then we can also go over any other questions that you may have regarding the course as it's already in progress, and also what to expect towards the end of the course as well. And what I will do, and this is going to be an hour meeting, I will probably go ahead on and I will probably kind of maybe talk about some of the materials. We can do like an online session, maybe an exercise. It won't be complicated or anything like that, for the class to get a better understanding of how they're supposed to approach the assignments. So again, this Friday, utilize this by all means. I encourage students to be in this face-to-face Zoom meeting that's going to be coming up this Friday, and it's going to be 4:30. 4:30 is going to be the time for the Zoom meeting. This is the link right here, and this is also the meeting ID and passcode. All you should have to do, because I've already scheduled this Zoom meeting, is click on the link right here, and then I will be waiting for you in the Zoom meeting. So once again, we will do this Friday, February the 16th. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that I had originally scheduled a quiz to be done or to be taken this week, to be due coming up this Friday. Now, what I had made the decision to do, and it was kind of a midterm kind of quiz. I'd like to call it a mid-course quiz, considering that this is a 7.5 week course and we're not going to full 15 traditional weeks for the semester within this course. I do have a mid-course quiz that I'm going to give you all in week number 5, but not this week. Originally, my intention was to give everyone, the class, this quiz for this Friday to be due in week number 4, but I made the decision to go ahead on and actually delay that, postpone it, and reschedule the quiz for next week. So that will be part of your week 5 objective, which will be next week, but not, of course, anything that's applicable for this week being in week number 4. So those are two important things to remember. We're going to have the Zoom face-to-face session, and we'll be doing 3 of these per semester. And for this class, I made the decision to schedule it every Friday. So the next Zoom face-to-face meeting and opportunity will be on the 23rd, and the final one will be on March the 1st. And then happens to be that right after that, your spring break is going to start. And then, of course, we'll have March the 4th to the 10th, I believe. I have to look at the calendar again. there will be nothing due. That week is exempt within our course because we want to acknowledge the academic calendar in terms of the spring break session. So let me just get, and this is not going to be a long video here. Let's get into week number 4. And let's talk about accommodations. That's what we're going to be covering. So when we think about accommodations, what do we think about? We think about hotel. We think about lodging. Where are we going to stay when we arrive at our destination? Now, for the most part, there's so many different options that travelers can utilize in today's travel industry or today's method of travel. And you have travelers that don't mind actually staying within an Airbnb. You have property owners that may happen to rent out their property. They make it available for an Airbnb for guests to come and stay. At times it is cheaper. It's more affordable comparing to, let's say, a 5-star hotel or something of that nature. If a person wants to feel more domesticated for the most part, okay, if they don't want to stay within a hotel, all right, they may want to utilize the Airbnb option. All right, so that's another form of lodging that people can actually utilize. But for the most part, though, when it comes to hotels, the amenities are a very important part for those that make the decision to make accommodations at a hotel to stay there on their trip. So look through this material here because there are options. You know, amenities could be, is there a pool? Is there a jacuzzi? What size bed? Some may prefer to have king size beds over queen or whatever. Individuals may choose within the actual room as well too to have like a rollaway bed that actually transforms into a couch. All right, so there are different amenities that people happen to look into when they are looking at their accommodations in terms of whether they want to stay in a hotel or a motel or an Airbnb. And also, we cannot leave out timeshares. Some people, when they travel to their destination, they have a timeshare that's already invested by them within the destination that they're already going to. And that's actually a good investment because you own the timeshare. Now, timeshares can be individually owned, okay, or it could be a group of individuals that have actually invested into purchasing the timeshare, and throughout the course of the year, okay, they make switch up and take turns in terms of who's going to be staying in the timeshare. So it depends on the individual in terms of what their preference is when it comes to investing within a timeshare. Is it affordable? At times it can be. It depends on the person and what they're actually looking for. So again, look through this material here because there are so many different, we want to talk about variables when it comes to timeshares and what we're actually looking into. Some people who would like to go camping as a form of travel, they may choose, okay, to purchase an RV, okay, or some may downgrade if they have a pickup truck, all right, and they may take a camper and attach it to their pickup truck, which is more economical than maybe purchasing a full RV. And then also, is there a bed and breakfast? Bed and breakfast, okay, is another form of accommodation. People like to stay in bed and breakfast spots, you know, as opposed to maybe staying in a hotel or a motel. All right. The service, okay, is more of a better quality, for example, if they make the decision or choose to stay at a bed and breakfast. And then also connected to the accommodations, food and beverage. That's another thing that we have to look at. Okay, so the culinary part of it is connected to the actual stay. all right, wherever that individual is traveling to. All right. So, of course, the quality of food, all right, what's the best? That really stands out. Okay, the type of food, the cuisine as well. I think most individuals, would like to have a diverse cuisine, meaning that there's more than one type of food to offer or more than one type of food that they can actually eat. It could be American, it could be Italian, it could be Chinese, soul food, whatever that individual is actually looking for. So food and beverage should also be incorporated into the accommodation plan of travel in terms of various foods and different types of eateries that may happen to be available. So for the most part, the experience is everything. And quality, the best of quality, really stands out with the experience itself. And that's also incorporated into the food and beverage plan. And then, of course, economics. Is it economical? Is it affordable? I think I had mentioned that a few minutes ago. That really stands out. So, your assignment, of course, what you're going to do is you're going to create a menu. We're going to look at the food and beverage approach and portion of this. You're going to be responsible for coming up with a menu for the restaurant establishment. Okay, and this is a scenario that I've created that happens to be connected to a hotel. You're going to put yourself in the role of being a restaurant manager. Think about the accommodations. Think about maybe the type of hotel. All right, you may want to mention that when you're actually putting this menu together. But what I'm looking for is what type of menu are you going to put together? So in your mind, as you're reflecting on this, think about, okay, what type of hotel is this? All right, do I want a basic menu or do I want a menu that's going to be diverse in terms of the cuisine that's going to offer more? So with that, I want you all to come up with at least 8 main course items, at least 8 appetizers, come up with 6 desserts. Also, make note if you're going to serve alcohol or not. And if you are or not, come up with at least 6 non-alcoholic drinks that you're going to offer. So create this, okay? Not as a Word document, but what you're going to do is you're going to actually make this look like an actual menu. All right, so you can use PowerPoint if you want to. Or you could take the Word document and convert it into a PDF. But you can also be creative with this as well. Do not submit a Word document to me, class, in so many words. Okay, convert the Word over into a PDF, or what you can do, you can use PowerPoint. I don't know if any of you all happen to use Canvas, okay, which is a form of presentation, but you can also use Canvas as well. So Canvas, PowerPoint, or PDF, okay, once you have come up with this menu. And be creative with it. But of course, as I've always mentioned, I'm always looking at the content. That's important. And then, of course, our discussion questions. These are your activities to be done. This is going to be due Thursday night. I have 2 discussion questions, and some students have already started engaging in this. All right, they're going to be due on Thursday night. And this is your participation. You are getting points for these discussion questions. So it's not only the assignment that you're earning points on, and I think I've probably I'm quite sure I referenced this at the beginning of the course, and I've mentioned it on more than one occasion, but you're also earning points with the discussion activities. Okay, everybody, I will send out a reminder, make an announcement on D2L regarding our Zoom face-to-face meeting. I encourage students to be a part of this, and it's going to be coming up this Friday. It's going to start at 4:30. That's going to be our time for the Zoom meeting. Okay, everybody, Professor Javier Blackout, and you enjoy your week.